So is the IRS scandal just the tip of the iceberg for the Obama administration? What will the Republican response be to all of this? Joining us now exclusively, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Senator McConnell, as always, sir, thank you very much for joining us. Let's just jump right in. What is the Republican response going to be to this IRS targeting and attacking conservative groups?
First, Larry, I think it's important to point out this is not confined to the IRS. I've been talking about this for over a year. Let me just recount some of the other examples and then come back to the IRS. The Department of Health and Human Services during the Obamacare debate issued a directive to the health insurance companies telling them they could not say to their policyholders what their objections were to Obamacare. And then now, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, the same person who issued the gag order back during the debate, is calling these companies, shaking them down for money to give to the administration to spend on ads trying to convince the public that they should like Obamacare. There have been efforts over at the Securities and Exchange Commission to intimidate corporations into not engaging in free speech. Efforts over at the Federal Communications Commission to do the same thing, which brings us to the IRS. A lot of Americans, haven't paid any attention to HHS and SEC and FCC, but they know what the IRS is. And now what you've got is an administration that, based on the IG's report at the IRS, engaged in shutting up, if you will, quieting the voices, discriminating against conservative groups who would criticize the administration. This is a huge, huge story.
And they also lied about it, sir. I mean, when you look at it, all the leaders, whether it's Miller or Shulman or Lerner, they all lied about it. They knew over a year ago and testified before Congress that they didn't know a thing. And they also lied about the city. It wasn't just Cincinnati, as you know. It filtered into Washington, D.C. But I guess I'd like to hear your reaction today. Attorney General Holder said that the Department of Justice, a.k.a. the FBI, I guess, is going to investigate the IRS. In your judgment, is that sufficient, or do we need a special prosecutor or a special counsel to investigate the IRS?
Well, that's fine. But the real investigation, the one that will be objective, the one that the American public will pay attention to, will be the congressional investigation. The House Republican majority, Dave Camp, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, will start on that Friday. Even Senate Democrats are now trying to distance themselves from this IRS scandal, and the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, a Democrat, has indicated that he would like to also have an investigation. So I think the congressional investigation is the one to watch. Anything within the administration, you could argue, is kind of the fox watching the chicken coop. The Justice Department can do what it wants to, obviously, but the real investigation will be here in Congress. This is going to go on for quite a long time. We want to know exactly who knew what and when. How high up did it go? Did the White House know about it? All of these questions are going to take a long time to get to the bottom of.
Do you think the White House knew about this? And
we don't know.
Do you think the White House? I mean, this, as you know, sir, this is a tightly knit, tightly coordinated administration. We saw this with the Benghazi business and the State Department and so forth. Do you think that the White House might have known, for example, about the secret subpoena for wiretapping or getting the records of the Associated Press? Do you think that through the Treasury Department or maybe directly they knew that the IRS was going after these conservative groups, or even worse, leaking tax returns? Do you think the White House can you get into that? Can you find that information out?
Well, the Attorney General, of course, will be asked about all this tomorrow over on the House side. What I'm telling you is an investigation into the IRS abuses by Congress will have a lot of credibility. We have the tools to get to the bottom of what happened. Who knew about it? When did they know about it? Who may have ordered it? Also, there's evidence that the IRS actually leaked confidential material to left-wing groups.
Right.
This is a huge scandal.
ProPublica. A lot of people are saying they leaked to the group ProPublica. A lot of people think they leaked tax returns during the campaign, sir. A lot of think they leaked tax returns before the campaign. Let me just ask you one final question on this. How can the IRS possibly regulate Obamacare. They have our tax returns. They're abusing that. Now they're going to have all our health care information. How can the IRS possibly be permitted to regulate health care and taxes? Last question.
Well, you know, that's part of the law. It shouldn't have been passed in the first place, and one of the many reasons why it ought to be repealed, pulled out, root and branch.
All right, Senator Mitch McConnell, we appreciate your time, sir, very, very much.
Thank you.